Come on in, come on in. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great morning, great productive day. Nice day today. As usual, you know, getting close to the summertime. Children getting out of school soon. Hope your children, if you have kids, hope they have had a great school year. It's almost near the end. Last stretch. It's the end of May. June coming up, so hopefully children have stuff to do during the summertime. But again, appreciate y'all for following me and really listening to what I have to say, and you know, those who have been motivated, by what I talk about, mostly every morning or every afternoon on the weekends. Hope y'all are inspired with the things that I say. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Just a blessing to, have eyes to see, ears to hear, things that we take for granted sometimes on a daily basis. But again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. But take your time on things. Try not to rush things. Sometimes we rush things a lot, and we don't take our time to do things. But just try to take it easy. Try to take it easy. But again, appreciate you for being in here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. But I want to talk about stress and stuff like that. Sometimes we add stress to our lives. We add stress that we don't really need in our lives, and we wonder why a lot of times we get so depressed about things, because we always adding stress to our own lives instead of eliminating those things that add stress. Sometimes we get, and thinking about the Diddy trial, Cassie, she was in a particular predicament where she felt like she was stuck. How you doing, Cassandra Ross? Cassie felt like she was stuck in that relationship, and she felt like she couldn't get out. And oftentimes, when females are in those domestic violence situations, they feel like even though they know they need to leave, they still hold on to the memories of the past, of the way the relationship used to be, how it initially was. But later on, they find out that it's not worth to mend that relationship, because what the person had presented in the beginning was just a false representation of who they really was. And so, if you're in that situation right now, know that you're worth more than that. You're worth more than that. But again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all. But talking about that, you don't want to add stress to your life. You don't want to be around people that add stress to your life. You want to be around people, or be in a situation where your stress is eliminated. Where you're stress free. Your hair not falling out. You can think straight. You're not depressed. I think a lot of people add stress to their lives for no particular reason. We stay with people that continuously give us stress, where we can eliminate it. Sometimes it's, in the process of eliminating stress, there is stress trying to get rid of those things, trying to get rid of those things that kind of weigh you down. Uh, you know, it's a process, trying to eliminate stress. It's a process, if you want to reach those goals to eliminate you from having to work so hard, uh, you know, having to work so hard. But it's certain ways that we can eliminate stress in our lives, where our lives can be more effective, be more productive. You know, Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. But strive to, every day, strive to figure out ways to eliminate stress, because, like I said, it can weigh you down. Uh, it can really take a toll on, your body and stuff like that. But again, appreciate y'all. And I'm used to the trolls in here. It's a lot of trolls be coming in here, but I don't pay them no mind. But anyways, try to, you know, eliminate stress. That's why I'm not worried about when people being here saying all types of stuff. Uh, I try to stay stress free. Try to stay stress free with life. Sometimes we let things get to us that don't need to get to us, and we feel like we're stuck in certain predicaments in life where we don't have to be. And so again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Also, if you want to support this channel, $ Open Mind Convo, if you want to support this channel. But strive to reduce the stress if you can. Some situations it's hard to get rid of some things, but when you're in those predicaments, you just got to think of the positive things. Think of strategies. Life is all about strategies. Life is all about trying to find a way to eliminate issues that you have. Eliminate stress. You may have to do things you don't really want to do at the time, but if you think about it, it's something that will eliminate you having so much pressure on your life. Sometimes we add a lot of pressure on our lives that's unnecessary. A lot of you may have children, that may be stressful, but think about it in the long run. Really think about it in the long run. Teaching your kids the right way, of course, can be stressful, but later on, they'll think back on the lessons you've taught them and the sacrifice that you laid down, and they'll think about it, and they'll help you, later on, help you, have a more, stress-free life. They'll come back and help you, if you really, take the time to take those sacrifices to help your children. They'll help you back, in the long run. They'll think about those lessons. They'll think about those times you picked them up from school and picked them up from practice, and sometimes we got to think about those things in the future. We don't just do it for that. Of course, it's it is a responsibility to raise children, but just think about the reward you will receive, from those things. It may be stressful right now. You may have 2, you may have 3 kids, you may have 4 kids, but think about in the long run, how the Creator is going to reward you for the things that you do in life. And so, just try to eliminate stress in your life. I know sometimes temporarily or in the present moment, you feel like, you're just so stressed out you know. But think about in the long run how your life will be if you go through the process of elimination, process of, you know, planning out what you have to do. You know, you may have to take risk in order to get where you really want to go, to eliminate those stress in your life, you know, to eliminate those stress. And so again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Hope y'all having a great day. Hope y'all being successful. Hope y'all seeing the plants that you've sown, the seeds that you've sown, that they have grown to be strong. The things that you planted, those things that you've been practicing, those things that you've been, you know, taking the time every day to do. You know, I hope they benefit you in the long run, because you know, you just got to put in the work. You just got to put in the work in order to receive the things that you wanted to do or eliminate stress. Yeah, you say uncle on an Android. Yeah, I got an Android. Team Android campaign Soho. But yeah, just got to find a way to really eliminate stress. Again, appreciate y'all. Maybe you could support this channel so I can get an iPhone. $ Open Mind Convo. Again, appreciate y'all for being in here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. But yeah, maybe y'all can support so I can get an iPhone, since y'all talking about me on the Android. $ Open Mind Convo. Again, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Sometimes I gotta get back at these people. They be trying to get at me on the chat, so I gotta get them back. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. But talk to y'all guys later. Hope y'all having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. Again, appreciate y'all for hopping on and really, Scott, can I see your hairline? y'all say some crazy stuff in here. Again, appreciate you for being in here. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hope y'all having a great day. Hope y'all have a productive day. All right, peace.